Hey guys, Mal the Train Tutor back in the studio and back to help you with your builds. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Stalingrad kits from 4Ground. So, come on. So guys, I've been sent these to have a nose round and start figuring out what I can do with them for an upcoming commission. I've got more of these bits sort of on their way. 4Ground are in the process of building them up for me at the moment. But let's take a quick look at them. Now, they're from their World at War series. I've got 6 kits here. Yeah, there's a few more to come that I haven't got, and there's a couple here that aren't on their website, so it tends to suggest that the range is going to be a lot bigger than what we're already seeing either on my desk or on their website. Now it's interesting because these are slightly different to most of the 4Ground kits I've played with. I've played with quite a few by now. Now obviously we've got the standard 4Ground internals with the wooden floors and steps, which are all functional, you know, you can place models on there. And then you've got the internal cracked plaster, and this is pretty common with 4Ground kits. Very common with the Fable Realm kits. All of the Stoic Arms has got this sort of styling on the inside. Now they are double layered like the Fable Realm kits, but here's the interesting thing. The front, this bit here, is actually a cardboard fascia. Now you can see that the flagstones here, are they flagstones? What are they, guys? Yeah, where these have been laid down. But on top of that, if I bring this up, yeah, you can see 1 3mm, 2 3mm, and then if I peel this back, yeah, you can see there's a bit of a card fascia on it. Yeah, and if I flip this over, you can even see that there's inserts for the card fascia to lock it in under the base. So these are 3 layers, so we're going to have to glue these together quite a lot. Yeah, if you're planning on doing these kits, I reckon you're going to need plenty of closed pegs to sort of peg these down. I'd probably suggest doing them individually, yeah, the sides individually to make sure you can get them nice and flat. That being said, I haven't built any yet and I haven't got the instructions, so not sure. Obviously you've got the laser burn. Whether you want to clean that off is down to you. Just remember that it is going to soak through if you put paint on top of this. So if you're going to do a lot on this and you want to make it your style, clear that stuff off. If you're only going to do a little bit of light weathering and washing, and I definitely recommend that based on the flat of the front, then then you'll be fine. Now, as you can see, we've got a number of buildings. Yeah, we've got a corner piece, we've got another corner piece there, we've got a mid piece there. We've got an interesting one here because this is offset, yeah, which is nice. I like it when people make offset buildings rather than just the standard square ones. There's so much more detail and it's the way buildings are. Now, on top of that, we've got this large one. Okay, a large piece here, all the same sort of structures, details, etc. Seem to be running with a common theme of these sort of individual window sections. Okay, so lots of corners to get your weathering in on. Now, on top of that, if I just push those to the side and bring in this one. Now this is a bit of a beast, isn't it? It's a 4-story one. Now, what's quite interesting about this one and separate to the others is comes in 2 parts. Okay, and I was sort of trying to figure this out, and then the only reason I can think, yeah, of why it's like this is because of the laser cut sheets. A lot of laser producers standardize their kits to A4 sheets, so they can cut all their MDF as A4 and then just put it in the laser cutting machine. Now, that in its entirety is bigger than A4, but that isn't that sheet there. So my gut feeling is this is a multi-part kit simply because they couldn't get, or creating one sheet of MDF specifically for the front of this building, yeah, would simply screw up. They'd have to cut individual cut pieces of MDF. It would also mean custom packaging. It wouldn't fit on their racking with all the other kits. So I think that's why we're looking at a multi-part kit here. Yeah. Now what's interesting is you do have individual full rooms. I can see a few firefights going on through there, and I'd like to see more of this sort of stuff from 4Ground, to be truthful. Yeah. What would be nice is if these kits were optional, so you could have the option of buying the kit or buying an extension for it and dropping that down and inserting in another one of those. Ben, do you hear me, boy? I just call Ben my boy. Ben's a man. He's Santa in our house. Yeah, but that is the large kit. Now, it comes with locator lugs. Yeah, so if I bring those up, it's got lugs on it. They translate into these points on here. And so when you put it down, it will lock into place. Yeah, and obviously you've got your model details and rooms there. To be perfectly honest, if it was me, and if it is going to be me, I'm probably going to glue these. Okay, just simply so they're nice and solid. The only reason I wouldn't glue them is if I was going to do any heavy painting on them, in which case I would paint them and then glue them. So do the interiors first, get all your bulk stuff done on the interiors first, glue them down, yeah, and then do your exteriors. Now they're going to be supplied pre-painted, but it's rather a flat grey, okay, and it needs a stipple, it needs some washes pouring on it, and what I'll do is when I do my commission with these, yeah, I'll do a separate video on just tarting them up, okay, just so they're a little bit more interesting and it breaks this flat grey off. So 4Ground kits, price wise from what I've seen on their website, you're looking anywhere at £10 for the small pieces up to round about £14 for the larger ones. This isn't on the website yet. I would expect this to be more, but we're not looking at massively expensive kits for the fact that the detail you get, the complexity of the kit, you know, we're talking 3 layers and 3D effects, okay, design in depth. Now, interesting enough, 4Ground actually listened to me, okay. With regards to the bases, what they've started to do is standardise this base shape. So I know it looks all higgledy-piggledy, but I know, and this probably isn't the best to do it with, yeah, but I know that I can put them like that. Look, it goes together, just like that, just like that. Or, yeah, if I wiggle that out, I have to wiggle it out because it's got this one little bit on here that sort of pokes up and I have to sit it into a recess there. But if I come round here, yeah, I can do that. Ooh, pardon me. So, I can make it even larger frontage. But we don't just end there. We can get one of these pieces. Now, what have we got on there? Not that one. We'll get one of these. So we can throw that there. Yeah, and then we can say, well, we want this one to come round here. So this one will go here. I've got to see, it's getting big. I've got to move that across there. That's an end one, so that one can come there. Yeah, and that will fit into there. Okay, and then we've got this one here. And we can do that one to there. And, yeah, I already know, although I don't have the kit, I am 100% sure, because that lines up perfectly with that, yeah, that I'm 100% sure that I'll be able to get this kit here. See that kit? No, I need a 3-window kit. I haven't got a 3-window kit. Damn you. Yeah, I could probably got that kit, put it in there, and then what you call it? I've got a large building. Now I really like this. This is a real key functional point because one of the really nice things, and I'm hoping 4Ground do a reverse of this kit, i.e. the opposite side, and then maybe a nice grand entrance. If the 3 amigos are listening, and I know you are, yeah, we need the opposite to this, yeah, and then we need a nice entrance door, guys. You know what I mean? Yeah, but the functionality this allows me with building kits is beautiful. Last time I did this sort of function, trying to put kits together, was the 4Ground Frostgrave board, and I struggled with that. They were modular, but nowhere near as modular as this kit, and so there's a lot I can do with this. I mean, look at the size of it. It's a monstrous beast. Yeah, I mean this. You can throw another kit or 2 in there and this could be a board in itself. Okay, so I'm really interested in seeing what I can do with this because there's lots of opportunities for gangplanks in between things. That might be an interesting set, guys. Yeah, ladders, all that sort of stuff. And I can see this fitting quite a few games, to be perfectly honest. So that's a quick nose at the latest 4Ground kits. And I've got to say, guys, I am liking them. I'm liking the detailing, I'm liking the modularity the most. Yeah, these really do work modular wise. You know, I just want more modular things so I can do more modular stuff with them. So that's it, guys. That is the quick rundown of the 4Ground's Stalingrad kits. Let's wrap this up, eh? So folks, that's a quick overview of the new Stalingrad kits from 4Ground. Definitely interesting kits and definitely something I can work with. I'm looking forward to seeing what I do with these. In the meantime, if you've got any questions or any comments, get them down below in the comments. As always, like it and share it. And as always, yeah, if this content is, you find it enjoyable, it's helping your hobby, yeah, remember you can support the channel either by jumping on for $1 a month in Patreon in one of those corners, or there's the PayPal link down below. It all helps keep the lights on, the cameras rolling, and me bringing you this sort of stuff to help you with your hobby. So if you like it, please support it, guys. And in the meantime, I'm going to have a little bit more of a play with these, figure out what I can do with them while I wait for the other kits, and I'll see you soon in another video, guys. All the best, yeah? Ta-da.